I didn't test the joint before I started. I think we're good. Welcome. My name is Imani the Superstar, as you heard in the intro. I am a professional performing and recording hip hop and intentional pop and R&B artist based here in Philadelphia. I'm also a vocal coach and voice healer with a company called Sing With Me, and I'm an event coordinator as well. I host open mic every month, or at least bi-monthly, called Growth Open Mic, which is in relation and promotion of my company Sing With Me, which is a vocal coaching and voice healing business, if I didn't say that. And today I am your show host of the Butterfly Experience podcast. And as you heard in the intro, I don't need to say too much, but we're definitely all about healing, creativity, and divine conversation over here. So let's get into the topic for today. Join me in the garden. You can grab your tea, your smoothie, your water, your coffee. If you're drinking coffee this late, I know what time it is where you are, but no judgment here. Or your snacks, and let's get started. So the topic for today, the title is Embracing Your Impact, which led me to the second part of this topic, embracing your impact, comma, just because you could does not mean you should. So at first, embracing your impact was the topic I was going to go with. And make sure y'all let me know if y'all can hear me okay. So embracing your impact was the topic that I was going to go with at first. And it's the one I had chose like forever ago. But I never had, y'all know I like to journal. Some of you may know I like to journal about the topic. Once it comes to me, I'm like, okay, this is what we're going to do. But I didn't get a chance to do that. And I'm glad that I didn't go live Monday or Tuesday, because then I would have never had the full message. And Spirit, needed more time with me to like get everything together to get to the second part. Just because you could does not mean you should. Now, at first I'm like, okay, I have to choose between the two topics, but I wound up divinely being blessed with divine vision to see that they relate and that they inform each other. So again, embracing your impact. Just because you could does not mean you should. And the way I handled the journaling after the topic came to me as a collaborative topic, it's not as structured as it usually is, but I definitely trust that as we move through it, the messages will come. So thank you for being here. Welcome to the garden, and let's dive right into it, butterflies. So I'm gonna share like what I did was I wrote like, okay, what are my immediate thoughts when I hear the title / topic, embrace your impact. Just because you could does not mean you should. So wait, first of all, let's run it back. Let's go back a little bit. Let's talk about why okay, hold on. I need to burn sage. Hold up. I don't know why. I do know why, but I definitely need to burn some sage. So let's go back and let's talk about what was happening around the time I came up with the topic, embrace your impact. So it was around a time where I was talking to a close friend of mine about like how direct she is, and like my appreciation for that, and my appreciation for like her directness and her openness to direction, even when she may feel like, or the situation may show that like it's not liked and it's not appreciated and it's not agreed with, and her still choosing to show up and be direct and talk about her preferences and be like, this is what I want, this is what I don't want, you know what I'm saying, and like not being afraid of being looked at no kind of way. It's like, this is what it is. And we were having a conversation about how I don't see myself that way. I see myself in some situations I can be that way, but in other situations I'm very likely going to try to make someone feel comfortable. And even if it's at the expense of myself, whether it's my time, my energy, my money, my whatever, I'm like, okay, let me just try to like let this person push the boundary as far as possible until I can't take it anymore. And like dealing with things that way has caused me a lot of trouble, yet I still deal with the fear of doing it the other way that could possibly even work out better for me. So, we were just having a discussion around that, and that's a whole nother episode getting all the way into that. But one of the things that came up for me was like, I'm not a kid anymore I'm not a kid anymore who has to be afraid. You know what I'm saying? I'm a grown adult who can make decisions about what she allows people to do with her time, her energy, her money, and her body. But that has been years of learning. Like, that I've already been on the journey, but that's a mindset and a lifestyle and a way of being that takes practice and takes consistent, recommitment and learning, So we were talking about that, but just talking about the fact that I have choice about that. Like I can choose to be direct, to be, blunt about what it is that I see and what it is that I want. And I can choose not to be, nice about it. I can be kind. There's a difference between kind and nice, right? I can be kind about it. I can be loving about it because it comes from a loving place always. But I don't have to be cute about it. I can be very direct, very blunt, very powerful, very beautiful, and I don't have to keep it cute. So we were talking about that, and I was like, I was telling her how I remember talking to another friend, and this other friend was telling me how she doesn't believe that I'm afraid that I'll fail. You know, it's that same quote. She believes that I'm afraid that I'll get what I want. And I don't, looking back, it's like I really didn't agree with it when she said it. And I still kind of am iffy about it because I'm like, I don't think I'm afraid of getting what I want. Because if I knew that I could get what I want, I'd do what it is that I'm afraid to do. If it was a guarantee that I get what I want, I think I am one of those people where it's like, no, I'd definitely be afraid of failing. Like, that's what it is. But at the same time, there is, it is like, maybe it's not the fear of failing, or it's, success is just the fear of taking the risk either way. And what it will come with, what the success will come with, as well as what failure could possibly come with. Either way, there's a fear and there's a blockage there. So, embracing your impact was coming from the idea that maybe I do get afraid sometimes about me being succeeding, but as I've unpacked it, I'm like, I don't think so. So yeah, but when I talk about impact, it's not even just about succeeding or failing. It's about how you make people feel, the things that you can inspire people to be, the things you could be and inspire yourself to be, and knowing that you're a light, and knowing that you change situations for the better, and knowing what you bring to the table. Embracing that and using that to the best of your ability. Because I think that's another thing. With me, it was, yes, afraid of the risk, but it's also the fear of becoming a manipulative person and becoming a finesser, becoming a trickster, a magician of sorts. And I think that I really desire to step into, and some of this is just coming to me, yes, I really desire to step into the full embodiment of like the magic that I am. So like not being afraid to talk about my spirituality, or like not being like, being protective. You don't have to start it up in every conversation randomly, but like not feeling like I have to curve it or I have to do something different just because there's people around me that might not believe those things. Living in my truth. Like, these are the things I believe. I believe in my ancestors. Like, I believe in scripting. I believe in spells. I believe in XYZ. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just like, oh, like sitting at a big ass cauldron and mixing a pot full of herbs and crazy pieces of animals. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. Like, you know what I'm saying? But just, when I say spells, I believe in, writing something down and repeating it until it manifests, and also putting the work in. I believe in, wearing certain crystals or symbols, or, things to embody different energies, different things like that. Like, even as I'm talking about it, I'm like, okay, that's enough. I'm gonna stop there. But like, I believe in those things, and, I don't have to, I forget why I was saying that, but I don't have to, let me open this window. Y'all, 1 second. Yeah, I don't have to be afraid of that. The other thing is like, but also like, this fear of finessing is because I be afraid that like my magic won't work in this world, and it won't be powerful enough, and it won't move people enough, and it won't move the situation enough to be what I want it to be. And that's what I be afraid of. And I am tired of that. And also, like, I watched people that I really admired finesse situations and it worked out for them, but I just never felt similar to those people. Like, I watched somebody really close to me growing up finesse people all the time, finesse women, finesse like jobs, finesse all types of shit, like even try to finesse me. And it's like, so I think I have a trauma response to finessing because it's just like I'm so honest and so free and so open to the point where there's like no finesse sometimes, or I've been. But the past year, I've been learning like it's okay to embrace your impact. I think finessing is embracing your impact. If you know that you can have something and it's something that you want, why would you not use your magic to get it? And that can look however it needs to look. Some people are very good at charming folks to get what they want. Like, some people, their finesse is charm. Some people, their finesse is intellect. You know what I'm saying? And like being calculated and shit like that. Some people, it's their gift. Like, whether it's, okay, I know that I'm a really good model. So if I want to be rich in life, I know I can use my modeling to get that. And there's a way of, I think I'm learning that there's finessing that isn't necessarily innocent, because it's not innocent. I think innocence can be equated to ignorance. It's not necessarily like innocent, but not being innocent does not equate to not being good and having good intentions. Like, the same way not being a virgin doesn't make you like ran through type of shorty. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm still careful with that because I don't believe in slut shaming and I don't believe in whore shaming or none of that because you don't know people's journey and also you can't tell nobody what to do with their body. But yeah, like being a virgin, not being a virgin doesn't make you a hoe. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like shit like that. And I think with me, relating it back to like magic, and this is, I didn't know I would talk about this. This is just flow. But me relating it to magic is like, in like my ability to get what I want out of life. I think I tend to be like, okay, I need to go about this the most like honest and pure way possible because I do genuinely believe that that's how my being is. But there's still a way to use that and finesse follow me because I need to follow myself and clear my mind. Even if your finesse and your magic lies within being 100% honest and like just this goody two shoes, whatever it is, use that. And I think no matter what my magic be, I'd be like, oh, I don't want to embrace my impact because I feel like my impact, because I think sometimes I look at my power and it's like, number one, it'd be like, how do we use that? In a way that's not you being seductive or not you being flirtatious or not like it not being perceived in those ways. What does it look like outside of those things? Because you don't have to be those things just because you're a woman and you don't have to be sexualized, like all of these things, right? Boom. So I know that already. So then the next thing is like, okay, also, when you do figure out your power, and as you are figuring it out as a young lady, how do we not feel guilty? And how do I learn to not be afraid of it? And so those are all things that I'm actually really good at now. I still struggle with it, but I've become a lot better at it. But yeah, so that leads me to the second part, which is just because you could does not mean you should. So we can keep it on this. So like there's some people I've been around with, again, their magic is like seduction. Like they'll seduce people to get what they want. And I don't have a problem with that. I just know that that's not my power. I'm not, and it's like, I could. I mean, look at me. Don't get it fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't want to. And I'm not comfortable doing that. And I feel like that's okay. But then it's like my thought process was, well, you'll never get that then because you're not XYZ. Like you'll never get the attention from a partner that you really want because you're not seductive and you're not this, you're not like openly just like that. And that's not true because actually, yeah, that's just not true. So then it's like, what is my magic? And it's whatever comes natural to you. And like, again, just because I could seduce people, definitely done it. I could charm people out of their wallet or their pants or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could, but that doesn't mean that I should. Only because that's not, you have to figure out what is for you. And for the people that's for, that's great because they figured it out and they're using that. But that's not, for me. So that's not fully what I was going to talk about. I was also going to talk about opportunity, but I just kind of was relating it to magic. Hopefully that resonated with someone. But and then also real quick, I used to feel shame about it. Like I used to feel shame about not having the same superpowers as other people. And I also used to feel shame about not, hey Zion. I used to feel shame about not having the same superpowers as other people that I thought were really cool, like the seduction, like the ability to be popular, like the ability to sing this certain way, like the ability to get people to do things that they want, like the ability to just manifest so quickly and just do shit. Like I used to feel shame about feeling like I didn't have these things. Like these things were not my superpowers. But then it was like, number one, some of them are for you and your superpower. But number two, what is like, you have to change the focus from what you feel like you lack to what it is that is you and learn to love and exercise that. So, to talk about it, one of the things that is one of my superpowers is persistence. When I'm persistent about something, which is funny because that's also been a weakness of mine, being consistent and pushing through certain shit. Like I get bored with things really easily. I get irritated and frustrated with shit really easily if it's something that is not giving me immediate immediate validation or just like reward, but or also if it's something that just is not something I'm interested in. Like if it doesn't have to do with music, it's like I don't want to be persistent about that shit. It don't got shit to do with what I love, like my dreams and things like that. So but I have to strengthen that because it is my power, and I think that's another thing. People's superpowers are not always their strengths. Let me write that down. People's superpowers are not always their strengths. And that makes sense when you think about your chart, not always their strengths. That's why you have your north node and your south node, right? So I know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so like your superpowers are not always your strengths, and then you take time looking at other people's superpowers and other people's strengths and feeling shame for you not having that strength, and then to add to all that harm already, you start thinking you'll never have what you want because you wound up feeling like a weak person, a confused person, a powerless person, and a person who missed out on a blessing. Not true. Um, so that leads me to kind of like this third kind of like topic I was thinking about, which is like just because you could does not mean you should. And then the third one was like, so what should you do? Focus on that. You know what I'm saying? And it's all about like self inquiry and self, time with self and just like celebration and exploration of self. So yeah, I did not even get into the notes that I have already. This was like totally just channeling and like freestyling. But yeah, I think that so for me, like I said, one of my strengths is persistence. When I'm persistent about something and I just keep saying, no matter what other people say, this is what I want and this is what I'm gonna do, I get it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that, that's something that noted. I'll definitely revisit that. And I'm going to write that because I didn't know I would say that and I didn't know I thought that about myself. I didn't know that's the strength I would choose. Persistence. So let's get into, I was supposed to get me some water. I'm thirsty as fuck. Oh, damn. Okay. So let's get into some of the thoughts. So after I decided on the title, Embracing Your Impact. Just because you could does not mean you should. Hold up, before I move on, I'm sorry. Let me just say this too. Like, for somebody needs to hear this, and I need to hear it too. You need to embrace the fact, not the opinion, not the idea, not the hypothesis, not the maybe. You need to embrace the fact that you can have whatever you want out of this world because of who you are, and you need to start choosing to do the things you need to do in order to get you to where you know you could be. And even if you feel like you don't know it, and maybe it's like some close friends that are telling you, yo, you could do that believe in you, that are angels that God has put around you to be in your ear for the times when you act like you want to block the world out and block yourself from your blessings, you need to recognize that you are amazing and that you are worth investing in and that you can have anything you want. And it's something that's coming to me that's not on my tongue yet. But you just need to realize the power of who you are and spend time reflecting on that and thinking about balance. Yes. Okay, thank you, because I took that for something personal in my life too. Yin and yang, absolutely, making me think about the fish on Avatar. But you really need to, and I'm not the type to say that, but I'm starting to step into that, the need, like telling people need, I say. You need to remember the power that is within you. You need to remember the power that exists at the base of your spine, the power that exists in the hollows of your womb, and the power that exists in the universe within your mind, the power that you are connected to through source and through spirit. You need to realize that. And you need to take a break from things that are taking you away from that belief. If it's not fully embedded in you yet, take time growing that. I need to write a letter to myself. When is the new moon? Zion, do you know when I can look over here. I still got September pulled up, and we're in October. When is the next? It's a new moon coming up, right? I've been a little off with that. I've been going through a lot. So let me just see real quick. My birthday month at December. It's a new moon Saturday. It's a new moon on Saturday. So that's another energy we'll revisit then. But yes, embrace your impact. Embrace the fact that if it is something that you want in this world, peace. It was so nice meeting you. I remember I met you. If it is something you want in this world, everybody that's on this, is only a couple of y'all. Take a moment to comment what it is that you want. This is a safe and sacred space. If you feel aligned, if it feels aligned for you to share, I want you to comment something that you want. Again, if you're in this live, or even if you're watching this later, I want you to comment something it is that you want, that you've wanted for a while. I want you to comment something that you wanted. I'll share, as well, something that I want. I want to start doing the things I know I need to do as an artist, as a growing artist, more of them. I want to start doing more of them. And I want it to be, I want it to flow. Even if I got to push on, I got no problem fighting about it, you know? But I still want to, even if I got to fight, I want the fight to be in flow. But I want to start doing the things I need to do and see myself doing as an artist. And I want to have an abundance of time and resources to do such things. And I don't want to have to stress about where this is going to come from or that is going to come from. I want to put out these amazing covers with amazing videos and amazing cinematography and videography and musicians. I want to put out my album, and I want to build up to it. I want to build up to a beautiful album and plan a beautiful rollout. And I just want to build up to it. Like, I want to build up in the process. And I just want to, that's what I want to explore. And that's what I want to see that's what I want to see for myself. So cool. We have exploring the concept of freedom. I want peace on earth. I love that. So the reason that I want you to comment these things is, one, is sometimes it's important sometimes we can feel the energy of the desire, and like sometimes we can't even put it into words when we love something so much and we want something so much. It's hard to even like put it in a sentence of like simplify it of what I want, or even just speak about it. And I'm definitely a firm believer of like, action over talking. But at the same time, in this sacred space, because this is the Butterfly Experience podcast, where it is a safe and it is a sacred, well-balanced communal space in community, we all have good intentions for each other and love for each other. And we pray for each other. That's what we about here. We about praying for each other, sending good vibes and good energy, and knowing how to protect ourselves in case somebody act like they want to send evil out, act like they want to send dumb shit our way. So within this beautiful, safe and sacred, holy, just anointed, sanctified space, that's curated by a Black woman. Hi, peace. My name is Imani. You saying it into this space amplifies it. So this is not a space that takes away from your dreams and your desires and your visions. It's a space that amplifies it. So when I'm reading, exploring the concept of freedom for Talks with the God, who's an amazing artist, by the way, make sure you go support this amazing being, because their performance, that night really showed me, my reaction to it showed me where I was in my life and where I was in my grieving process, and how there were I was stronger. I was getting stronger. So yes, thank you for that. But yes, so when Talks with the God was writing, exploring the concept of freedom, and I'm reading that, I'm wanting that for you too. I'm praying that you get that. I'm trusting that you get that. I'm amplifying that for you. The desire is now not only just yours and your own. The desire is mine as well, because I want that for you. Whatever it is that you want that is in your wellness for the good of all and the harm of none, I'm amplifying that. I want that. When Don's World is saying, I want peace on earth, I'm amplifying that, as well as I'm sure a lot of people are. And it's happening more than they like to say that it is. Peace and unity and love and happiness and joy and liberation and empathy building and all of that is happening, and they don't want to tell you that it is. They want to act like it's just, people want to act like it's just bullshit in the world. We just fighting and we just shooting and we just being this way and that way and this way and that way. That's not the only thing that's going on. I can name 5 people without even thinking that are bringing peace to this world, to our community. We have Manifest Mars just joined, Expressive Illustrations, which leads me to Sheen, which leads me to The Space, which leads me to myself. But it was somebody else. Nabira, which leads me to Nabira, which leads me to Queen Yazzie, who hosts a lot of events like that. Soraya Nicole. I could go on and on. Like, I literally, without even thinking, can name 10 people that are like actually close to me that I can lay hands on, that are bringing peace and love and joy into this world. So you know what I'm saying? Anyway, this is a space, Mark, just to fill you in. We're commenting things that we really desire, because today's topic is going to be embracing your impact. Mars, a master manifester. So I'm sure she has to be aware of like what she takes in, but her just alone reading it and hearing it, I be joking with Mara, like telling her I want $1 million because she's a master manifester. You know what I'm saying? So, but when you're in sisterhood and in community, we're amplifying those messages. We're not taking from each other. So that's just what's happening. So Mara, if you would like to drop something in the comments that, you desire. And I was just talking about, for me, I want to see myself build up towards my album. I want to see myself build the foundation and the security and the rollout that's going to contribute to that. I want to see what other surprises life has in store, especially for what I've been focused on in manifesting. I pray that there's surprises that bring you empowerment. It's happening soon. Ooh, I like that. Thank you. So let's move on to some of these notes. So again, embracing your impact. Just because you could does not mean you should. So some of the immediate thoughts that came to me was, I was raised strong and intelligent. Not as in like taught that, yes, but because of the things I went through, I was raised by life to be strong and intelligent. So I feel and know there are so many things I can do that would help others, and B, so I don't have to read it to talk about it. So because I was raised strong and intelligent and like in a mediative like role, that's how life kind of raised me up. I am always a lot of times I'm thinking about helping others. A lot of times I'm thinking about how I can support others, make others feel comfortable, make them feel welcomed and supported. And then I'm also a lot of times I have in the past exercised the cycle of trauma, that comes with it. When it's like I'm not always. I have in the past consistently manifested situations where I needed to be unnecessarily and extremely strong, and unnecessarily and extremely smart, and unnecessarily and extremely resourceful, and unnecessarily and extremely in a mediative state, mediator. Just because I could, and that's what I know. So because I can, and that's what I know, and I'll get to these examples, right? But just because I can stay in this relationship and be the fucking be abused and provide support for this and enable this person as an abuser, just because I could stay at this job that fucking kills me and that I hate, just because I could do these things because they are familiar to me, or just because I fucking can, and because it's what I know, or it's because it's what I'm used to, or it's because what's working short term. Just because I could does not mean I should. Just because I could do this short term thing does not mean I should. Just because I could do this thing that brings me immediate validation does not mean I should. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to paint the picture of just because I can does not mean I should. Just because the job is offering me all of this money, but it's going to kill me with the hours, and it's going to take me away from my family, and it's going to take me away from my dreams, does not mean I should. I should, and then one partner investing in the prison. So it's a lot of things where we do it. How much are we doing just because we can? That we shouldn't be doing just because we can do it. We're literally sitting here, my apologies, sitting here doing things because when somebody asks us why we're doing it, we tell them, to pay the bills. To pay the bills, to prepare me for this, because I was told, because I think no, you're doing it because you can. Just because you can. And that's the same thing for it's not the same thing, but for example, bullies. Why are you beating up on that person that's smaller than you? Because you can. Or for racist people. Why are you, why are you being racist towards this person that did nothing to you? And being an asshole or being a Karen? Because you can. How much shit are we doing? Not to say we're doing it, but I'm saying how much shit do you do simply because you can? Or simply because it's the opportunity that was presented to you. Because it was the opportunity that was presented to you, and because you could do it. It's not like you couldn't. It's not like you can't be in this relationship that's draining the fuck out of you. It's not like you can't be at this job. You can, because you can endure. Because your endurance is high as shit. Because your pain tolerance is high as shit. Fuck. That's why you doing that shit. Because you've normalized a fucking pain tolerance that's to the fucking roof. Fuck. You doing that shit because you know how to endure, because you've endured your whole life. You're doing that shit because you're used to resilience, which can be a beautiful thing. Not when it's extreme. You've normalized resilience. And I love that and hate that for you. I love that and hate that shit for you. doing that shit because you can. You're not doing that shit because you love it. You're not doing that shit because you want to do it. You're not doing that shit because you being brave. Oh, my bad. I ain't trying to fight. I don't want to argue. You're doing that shit because you can. Because it's what's there. That's all. I'm just letting that sink in as I like this Palo Santo. And if y'all got feelings, feel free to comment. Feel free to comment your thoughts. This is a communal space. And it's never shade. I play around a lot and I do whatever. But it's never shade. And if it is, trust and believe, if I'm talking about it, it's for me too. Like, fuck. Like, I'm not exempt. But what's that thing in the contract that you could, like, find when you find loopholes or whatever? I'm not the addendum. Fuck did you say? If there's a contract with IMB, then dump? No, I'm not fucking out of that shit. So, stop doing shit just because you can. Find a new reason. What is your other reason? It shouldn't just be because you can. And it shouldn't just be because it's the only option presented to you. No. I'm not doing shit just because I can no more. Because just because you can gonna get you fucked up. Oh, I'm fucking her. Even though I know her and her baby daddy together, I'm fucking her baby daddy because I can. Because you can gonna get you fucked up. Is what I'm saying. I don't know why this episode is so ratchet and so violent, and explicit. But that's where my spirit is leading me. So that's where I'm gonna go. You fucking her baby daddy because you can. Because he presented himself to you. And you took it. And you took the opportunity. Baby. No. Stop doing shit just because you can. Some shit, just because you can, is exactly why you shouldn't. Just because you can is exactly why you shouldn't. Think about it. I mean, I could stop at McDonald's. Because I can. You shouldn't, though. I'm sorry. I don't know why this energy is so... Like, I hope I'm not coming off judgmental. Because sometimes I'm not going to lie. I do get an ice cream from McDonald's when they fucking ice cream machine work. But... I'm not trying to judge nobody because, like I said, I'm in this shit with y'all too. I wouldn't be talking about it if I couldn't talk about it. What should you? Why? But figure out your why. That's what we were getting at. Figure out your why. Your why shouldn't be just because I can. Your why should be what? What are some things your why should be? If y'all want to comment, that tolerance becomes dangerous, child. What are some of your whys? I'll share some of mine, and they not perfect. Sometimes I do shit just because I can. I've done shit just because I can. I'm not ever up here on no high voice. Please. And I'm not perfect. So some of my whys, some of my you can and you should, and here's why, is if it's something that brings me more peace. It brings me more support. It brings me more security. It's something that lights my heart and my soul on fire. It's something that intellectually stimulates me in a healthy way, not to the point where my Gemini rising ass will spiral down a dark rabbit hole looking for motherfucking Alice. No. I'm doing it because it makes sense. Mind, body, and spirit. It makes sense to me holistically. Not just because I can. You know how much shit I can do just because I can? I can go walk down the street and punch somebody in the neck. Just because I can. You shouldn't be using the same reasoning for why you could go outside and punch somebody in the neck as to why you're in a relationship. Or why you take a job. Just because I can. Because I could go outside and punch somebody in the neck is why I'm just going to go outside. This is why I'm going to go be in this relationship. You should never be able to match your reasoning with dumb shit and stupid shit that you would never do to why you're making extremely important decisions in your life. No. They should not have the same standard. Growth, expansion, passion, expression, why is not necessary. Growth, expansion, passion. Yes. Oh, okay. Expression wise. Expression wise, not necessarily. Why I read this so many times like I'm slow. Thank you. I get it. I read it like I was slow, but I get what you're saying. Yes. Because it grows you, because it inspires and empowers your growth. Because there's a difference between inspire and empower. Because it you being a part of it expands you, or expands the bigger picture, or expands your community. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a passion. I'm doing it because I'm passionate. I'm not gonna walk. I'm not passionate about walking outside and punching niggas in the neck. So I'm not gonna do it. What the fuck? Now, mind you, bring it to a job, because I just want to paint this before niggas is talking about. Oh, you was saying. I don't know why I'm talking like that. I was talking to my cousin earlier, and she was having an accent, but you was saying that I shouldn't take this job because I'm not passionate. Girl, that's not what I'm saying. Because you are passionate about being financially stable and building what you can right now in this chapter in your life to then, be an entrepreneur or do whatever it is you want to do, or move up in your company. So I'm not saying everything is gonna have a great reason of like, oh, this is something I've been dreaming about, or this is what I love. Everything's not gonna be that. But if you can find bigger picture, like this job is not what I love, but it's giving me what I need to sustain myself as I build towards being able to do what I love. Or this relationship, it don't feel good in this moment, but I know that this person loves me. I love this person. I know that this person is respectful and they value me. And I know that whatever it is that we're going through right now is short term, and we will get through it because we have a mutual understanding and a mutual passion for each other. And I know how this person loves. I know how they show respect. I know how they show up in the world. So the person is not my enemy. The situation is, and we're going to tackle that shit together. Okay? So I'm not saying shit always supposed to be amazing, or you're passionate about everything, or in love with everything. But even if your why is related to a bigger picture, cool. Whatever it is, though, there needs to be some type of love and passion. But I'm saying it doesn't have to relate to the situation short term. Are we following? We good? I feel like we good. Let's move on to the next note. See, this one, we got 15 minutes left. And, y'all, we got 15 minutes left. Next. All opportunities to be strong are not good opportunities. It's okay to choose to be. I'm getting so hyped. All opportunities to be strong are not good opportunities. It's okay to choose a safer, peaceful, healthier option. Because I'm realizing I deserve safety, peace, and wellness holistically. Sometimes we take opportunities to puff our chest out or show that we can do things, and we harm ourselves. You don't have to take the manager position just because you can and just because you know you'd be good at it. When you know the company is shit. I don't mean to yell at y'all. That's just how I'm expressing right now. It's not like this every episode, but this is how it's coming out. You don't have to take the supervisor, manager, or officer of operations or whatever the fuck it is. You don't have to take that position just because somebody wants you in that position because they see that you're good at some shit. You don't gotta take that shit if you don't want it. If you don't want the responsibility and it's gonna take you away from XYZ, you don't have to take it. When you know it puts you in a position that's less safe, less peaceful, and less healthy. Just because you can does not mean you should. Mind you, if it works, this is not me trying to talk somebody out of a manager position that they really want, that they've been working for. I'm not trying to do that. This is if it's in context. If the shoe fits, anyway, yes, you don't have to take it just because it's there. You don't have to take it just because it's there. Even if it sounds like something that's good, you got to identify what is healthy for you, what is safe for you, what's peaceful for you, what's good news to you. Some people might get, they boss walk in and be like, oh, I want to bump you up to manager. They be like, manager? I'm not managing this shit. I'm good in my cubicle. I ain't even here. I'm here for a good time, not a long time, miss. You know what that makes me think about? Who was it? The thought was just there. People, you got to be careful of opportunities that are presented to you because people want to use you. That's nothing. Going back to the topic, embrace your impact. When people know you have a beautiful, powerful, fire, amazing, otherworldly, just like, oh my goodness, something to celebrate. When they know that that's your impact, they want to give you opportunities to use that shit for their benefit. Hello? You don't have to do that. You don't got to do that shit. And you can embrace your impact. Let's talk about art. Let's talk about what embracing your impact is. Embracing your impact is being aware of it, operating within it, and knowing how to protect it. Because when you embrace anything that you're embracing, I will hope is something that you feel like is worth protecting. Because when I talk about embracing, I mean make a part of you, be in it, live with it, right? So I will hope you protect that shit. So again, embracing it is to what I say, because I don't even remember, is to accept it or realize it or whatever the case may be, to exercise it, right? And to protect it. So I'll write that. To realize it, to exercise it, protect it. And this goes with, like, for example, your gift. Realize it. Realize what it is. Release the attachment to wishing it was a different gift or other people's gift or the belief that, like, you won't be able to get what you want because you don't got that gift. Release the shame, the fear, the anxiety, and divine timing. Work on it. It doesn't happen overnight. Realize what your power is, what you can do, what your amazingness is, what you feel like is worth protecting. The idea, the dream, the gift, the talent, the skill, the study, the education, the wisdom, the whatever, right? Realize it. Cool. Got that knowledge, that message, that upload. Exercise it. Test it out. Keep testing it. Don't give up on it first test. Test it out. Try it. Keep ironing, sharpening the iron. Protect it. Protect it. Because your impact, how people will remember you for how you make them feel. They'll remember you for the light that you brought into the room, the realness, the rawness you brought into the room, the personality, the style. What? The je ne sais quoi. Whatever you want to say. Right? So, yeah. Embracing it is realizing it, exercising it, and protecting it. Now, let's talk about, we're moving up on time. Let's talk about it. Because, of course, boundaries come up in this, right? What are my boundaries with myself? What are my boundaries in my romantic relationship? What are my professional boundaries? What are my boundaries with friends and people I care about? And deciphering between these boundaries. Oh, my goodness. This is a whole other episode. We can't talk about this in 10 minutes. How am I going to talk about this in 10 minutes? There's no way. I still have a page left. A page and a half. Oh, my goodness. I might have to do a part 2. So we have to decipher, this is a whole other episode, right? But we have to decipher the difference between feeling good and it being the right thing. And, like, deciphering the difference between these boundaries don't feel fun and these boundaries don't feel healthy. There's a difference. You're right. That's another episode. As you're learning, you're realizing your impact, you're exercising it, and you're protecting it. Because people was trying me, y'all. People was trying me with my impact. I feel like people been trying me for a couple weeks with my impact, and I didn't like it at all. And I had to check a couple people professionally and respectfully. Learn the difference between these boundaries don't feel fun and these boundaries don't feel healthy. There's a difference. One of them you can get away with. If your boundaries don't feel fun, it's not supposed to feel fun all the time. So that's okay. I don't want to get into that because I feel like that's a whole nother episode. I'm going to save that. Smart. Protecting my impact. Actually, I don't even want to get into boundaries too much more because that's a whole other episode and I'm going to use all of that for next week. Possibly next week or later this week. I want to read this to y'all. Just because you can be out there, just because you can be out here, what? Oh, just because you can be out here stretching yourself thin, taking in abuse, accepting the bare minimum, working yourself to death, making excuses, committing to generational cycles of harm and death, pleasing others and silencing yourself, selling your soul, does not mean you should. You could be telling people no and taking time to breathe, being where you are celebrated, appreciated, and cared for, receiving, experiencing, and I knew I was going to be able to read this shit. When I was writing it, I knew I wasn't going to be able to fucking read that shit. Damn it. I need to write slower, but I was channeling, so it just was coming out so fast. I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Yeah, just because you could be out here receiving the bare minimum, taking on abuse, working yourself to death, stretching yourself too thin, making excuses, feeding into generational cycles of harm and death, it does not mean you should, because you could be out here being celebrated, appreciated, and cared for and supported. You could be living working places where you are also celebrated, appreciated, and supported. You could be telling niggas no, I can't, no, not even I can't, no, not I can't, I won't because I shouldn't. You can be out here, fuck. You can be out here getting what you need and what you deserve, and not letting people use and other people embrace your impact more than you. Saying all of that to say, be smart about what opportunities are for you. Know why you're doing something. Don't just do it because you're doing it, because you can. Unless it's like you chilling, you just doing shit, you watching Netflix because you can. But don't be out here sleeping with the baby daddy just because you can, when you know he's still with his baby mama. Come on now. Don't be out here calling your ex just because you know you can. We all did it. We all do it. Try not to. Don't be out here picking up that shift at work even though you wasn't scheduled and you know you need time to rest and you know you need time to work on your dreams and your visions just because you can. Just because it's an open slot. Don't be out here going to these local shows where they not offering you shit just because you can. Fuck. Don't be out here answering the phone, talking to that friend that's gonna talk your head off with nothing but negativity just because you can and just because she wants you to. Don't be out here eating dumb shit you know you shouldn't be eating just because you can, because your health ain't that bad. Just because you can. Don't be out here smacking on your kids just because you can. Who feelings hurt? Saying all that to say, we at 8:24. This ends at 8:30. Be aware of your why, and when you're move intentionally, embrace your impact. And once you embrace it, and again, embracing it is realizing it, exercising it, and protecting it. As you embrace your impact, move intentionally with your why. Move intentionally with your why. Don't just be out here doing shit just because you can. Because just because you can could get you fucked up. You know? And I don't mean beat up. It can. You keep sleeping with that baby dad. But it can get you at a place where you're doing things and you don't have an intention for it. And you lose parts of yourself when you operate like that. Speaking from experience. I've done a lot of those examples that I shared. So, and I probably will make more mistakes and do more things just because I can and when I shouldn't, you know, but is exercise it. As you embrace it, exercise it. And remember, you know, and this is for myself, like I really be having to remember that like my impact on people is huge. It's huge. And I know it is, and I know that, and I can use that to my advantage and the advantage of the collective. But to my advantage first. Because I come first. There, you know, y'all, like, you know, just to cool down and just talk about some things, you know. I feel like right now it's not necessarily that I'm afraid of my impact. It's more so that I want to do shit because I want to do shit. And I gotta really be like, I know, I hear you. But you also shouldn't do that shit right now. And, you know, you gotta be focused. I have to focus on certain things. Even if it doesn't feel fun. This boundary doesn't feel fun, but it feels healthy. You know? It feels healthy. Because my goals are huge. And they take a lot of time, and they take a lot of energy. And I give in ways I'm not even aware of all the time when I'm giving. And I have to make sure, that's why I have to make sure I have alone time, I have to make sure I have reflection time, I have to make sure I have rejuvenation time, because I naturally give. I don't even be trying to, but my presence a lot of the times is what's so, yeah. So yeah. Um, I appreciate y'all for listening, and I'm definitely gonna journal after this episode because I need to, and I should. That's something I should do because I need it, and it's important to reflect. Um, and yeah, so what did I just say? I was talking about how yeah I give without knowing I'm giving, just in my presence. So I have to make sure I have time alone. Yeah, I gotta make sure I have time alone to use my plants and be with me, and if it's the people I love, that too. But I gotta have time for me, and yeah, yep, y'all. Thank you for being here. Like seriously, I appreciate all of y'all for just tapping in, even people that came in and left, people that are watching this on live or listening to it on Spotify. I appreciate you, and I'm just thankful to have this. I hung up my butterfly doll. I just feel a little bit. Each time I do this, I feel like I get a little bit more prepared and a little bit better at it. And I have my little my butterfly backdrop, so that's something that was improved since the last time. I forgot my award, my refreshments this time, but it's like I'm still getting better over time. My introduction was really good this time. My preparation was really good, so I'm just gonna keep growing. Stay tuned for the next Growth Open Mic. Stay tuned for the next interview that will be happening on the Butterfly Design Experience podcast. And yeah, just stay tuned. Amazing, beautiful things happening that I'm really excited about. Um, I love you all, and I'm happy to be here. Now remember to embrace your impact, embrace yourself, embrace who you are, embrace the fact that you get anything you want out of this world if it's aligned for you. And 9 times out of 10, if you're desiring it from a good space and you get dreams and visions and this and that about it, it's for you, even if it's just for now, to lead you to the next thing that's really for you. So be present in that and remember to realize, exercise, and protect. And don't take every opportunity just because it's given to you, because every opportunity is not a good opportunity, even if it looks like it. But you'll know the difference. Stay tuned for that conversation on boundaries too, because that's another thing that will be coming up. But yeah, if you would like to donate, my cash app is below, and you can also DM me for it. If you are interested in receiving an interview and would like to just be interviewed on the podcast, then let me know that something that I do. And yeah, just DM me. And stay tuned. Follow me at Imani the Superstar. That is in my bio. For my music and things like that to keep up with. And yeah, stay tuned. Got some really dope things coming together that are about to be executed. And I appreciate you all. Thank you all. And until next time, bye. Hi, butterflies. Let me know what you think of this episode.